Everyone, welcome to the Fashion Experiment. I'm Dr. Bridget, your professor of all things fashion, and today I'm going to continue discussing the topic of retailing, the broad topic of retailing. So, I did a video that provided an overview of the different areas related to retailing, and then I shared a video with you all on visual merchandising. So, if you haven't watched either of those, you want to shoot to my channel and check them out. Today I'm going to discuss retail planning and the importance of using the retail planning calendar, a buying plan, merchandising plans, all the plans that exist for fashion professionals because everything in the industry is time sensitive. Okay, you have to know what's going on in the industry, know when it's happening so you don't miss out. And that's what we're going to discuss today. So, retailing, planning is a must in this career. So, why is planning important? Because, like I just said, you can't just grab your bag and say, oh, I'm going to shoot out to the vendor or go meet with the designer in their showroom and place an order in any moment. You can't do that because everything is done at a particular time. And you want to do your ordering, your market visits at the optimal time when the vendors, manufacturers, designers are prepared to meet with you to take your order so you can get exactly what you want in the time frame that you want to. And also understand that planning allows you as a buyer, as a merchandiser, as a fashion professional to establish what you need when you need it ahead of time so that you can have it available to sell to your customer because we're in business to make money. Okay, for yourself if you're an entrepreneur or if you're working for another establishment, that brand, that business, all the work that you do is to make yourself some money for your business or someone else some money, okay, and earn a paycheck. So you have to plan to make that happen so that everyone is successful. The business is able to operate and stay functioning season after season, and the customer can get what they want. You have to plan. It is a must, it's essential. And the graphic here I have really highlights a lot of accounting terms, and that is what the job of a buyer is. It's like an accountant, that's part of the job. And you are responsible for all the business's money that you're spending. And you are responsible for making choices that will lead the business to make money, picking products that are relevant to your target market, to the season, so that when you place those orders and you get the product in the store, it shoots off the shelf. It's not just sitting there. So those are all the reasons why planning is essential to the p- position, to the job, to the career of any fashion professional. So we're going to look at some tools that we use to help us stay on task with planning. So first is the trade calendar of events, and I'm going to show you the calendar in a second. And this calendar highlights specific dates that are relevant to the industry. And this helps guide the buyer, helps guide the merchandiser so that they know when is the best time for me to meet with vendors? When is the best time for me to place my orders for each season? Because again, we're talking about fashion and things change. The products don't stay the same. So you have to know when to meet with the vendor, when to place the order, when to expect that product to hit the sales floor at the right time in the particular season. You can't be shopping for swimwear in the summer months and expect to get it in the store. Everything has to happen in advance of the season. so you can get it at the right time, in the right place, so your customer can buy it when they need it. I'm just re-emphasizing the importance of planning and timing. And it's so, so important because fashion products change and they're only available at a certain time for that particular season. And then it changes, it doesn't stay the same. So if you don't get it when it's available, you're not always able to get it at all. So here's a real trade calendar called a merchandising calendar. And this is populated, produced by the Retail Trade Association, National Retail Federation. They're the largest retail trade association. They've been around for over 100 years. So they really set the standard for how the industry operates and moves. And you see that this calendar is already populated from 2022 to 2024. And it highlights some major dates. This is just a simple calendar. I'm going to go into more detail in a second. So this calendar highlights in green sales release dates. So what that means for a retail business, again, we're talking about planning. These are suggested dates for retail establishments to release new products. Okay, so of course, every business operates based on their own program, but these are suggested and recommended, by the Retail Federation. In addition, the black highlighted dates are holidays. So during the calendar year, of course, there are several holidays that we celebrate here in the United States. And in addition to that, you would also want to note popular events that are celebrated during the calendar year. So let's just say an event like the Super Bowl or the season of back to school, or in regards to school, like homecomings and proms. Those are popular events that happen consistently every year that can drive sales for a particular segment of the market. So those are important dates to highlight in advance so that you're aware of them. As a retail establishment, you can connect different promotions and advertisements to those events, to those holidays, to try to drive sales. So it's important, again, highlighting why you need to plan things, why you need to see it visually, map it out. What products do we need in the store? What products do we need to reorder? When do we need to go visit with vendors to see what products they have coming up for the next season? And that whole process, that continuous process that happens over and over and over again every year, nonstop. You have to plan it out. All right. So this is just one calendar. The next calendar, this is the calendar of all calendars for every retail establishment, especially in fashion where the product changes. Our 4-5-4 calendar. This is produced and populated by the Retail Federation. It's used across the industry, and I'm going to break it down for you. It's really neat. So let's look at the center. In the center of the graphic, we see a white circle, spring, summer, and then underneath we see fall, winter. So number one, our calendar is broken into 2 seasons: a spring, summer season that makes up quarter 1 and quarter 2 of our year. This is a calendar for a full year. And then the bottom half of the graphic or the circle is our fall, winter season, the second season of our year, and our third and fourth quarter. All right. And then within spring, summer, fall, winter, we also have other seasons, but those are the 2 major seasons. So this 4-5-4 calendar is really highlighting for the business all the months, all the weeks within 1 year where you can make money. And it's broken down into 4 quarters. And outside of the fashion industry, businesses produce quarterly reports, but this is broken down a specific way for our industry and the products that we sell. But this type of calendar is applicable in other industries. All right, so now let's move outside of the white circle, the upper level, upper part of the graphic, if you will. Quarter one, okay, on the left side. So our quarter begins in February. February, March, April, May. That's the first 3 months of our spring summer season. And it is considered our spring season. All right. So where do we get the 454 from? Those three numbers, represent the number of weeks within that quarter one that has 3 months. Okay. So as you can see on the outside of the semicircle golden quarter one, 4 weeks. Our first month has 4 weeks. The second month has 5 weeks. And the third month in that quarter has another 4 weeks. So that's where we get 454. A 4 month, second month has 5 weeks, and then the third month has 4 weeks. 454 calendar. And that trend continues from each quarter, from quarter one to quarter two, another 454 weeks, another 454, all the way around for your whole year. Okay, so that's where you get the 454. And next is the summer season, the 3 months that make up the summer season in the second quarter. That's May, June, and July. All right, so all together again, quarter one and quarter two make up our spring summer, which runs from February 1 all the way to July 31st. And then we start the fall winter. So the second half of the year, going into the end of the year, quarter three, quarter four. So fall represents August 1, August, September, October to October 31st. And then quarter four, the winter is November, December, and January. And that is our 454 calendar. So it's broken up that way so that, again, to aid in planning, you know what 6 months make up your spring summer season. And also it's broken up that way evenly so you can have 4 evenly distributed quarters to measure and monitor your sales data, to measure and monitor your inventory. It's evenly broken up that way. And I mean, we could talk more and more about how the 454 calendar is used within retailing. It's used in every aspect of it. So from advertising and promotion. So for each quarter, what are our advertisements? What are our sales promotions? What are we doing on social media for that first quarter, in that first month, in the second month, in the third month of the first quarter? And you can apply it to visual merchandising. So what's going on with our floor sets in quarter two? What's going on in May? How frequently are we swapping out? How frequently are we getting new product in the store? How frequently is the merchandise being swapped from spring to summer, intermingling with clearance? And how is it moving throughout the calendar, throughout each quarter, throughout each month? Everything is really organized using this 454 calendar. It's an absolutely essential tool that every fashion professional uses. Excuse me. All right, so next topic is buying plan. Buying plan is another tool that is a must that every single business uses, even outside of the fashion industry. It's related to inventory. So if you are a business that sells a physical product, you have to buy and stock that product. So how do you plan how much product you need for your calendar, for the calendar year, from one quarter to the next quarter? How much product do I need at the beginning of the season? How much product do I need from month to month and week to week? And what does it look like? What styles of products do I have? What sizes? What colors? All that information goes into a buying plan. And then my graphic here highlights, all the research that you have to do to answer those questions in regards to how many styles do you need? What sizes? What color? How many units of inventory? You're not just guessing. You're not just making it up. It's based on previous sales data. It's based on the trends. It's based on the inventory that you typically carry for the size and volume of store that you operate. And it's also based on your customer, your target market. So you have to gather all that information, and it should be information that you're consistently gathering, as you operate your business. You know how frequently you sell something, you know who your customers are, based on the data that you're collecting from them when you run their credit cards. I mean, there's so much information that you can harness with the technology that we're using. You just had to be able to decipher it, print out those Excel spreadsheets, print out the data that you get from your computer software and be able to look at it and analyze it and make it make sense and apply it to the decisions and choices you make, in regards to what products you bring into the store to sell to your customer. And the buying plan is very extensive in regards to the process that you use to create it. I mean, it's very extensive, like I said, many, many, many steps, but the process is intuitive. When you look at what you're selling, how much you're selling from week to week and month to month and year to year, it kind of just guides you down a path as to what products are working and consistently working, what products, you're questionable about, and what products are just clearly not the product for your customer. When you follow the data trail, you can see it. So buying plan will make it easier for the fashion professional to sit down with the vendor, sit down with the designer in their showroom, and make choices about what products they want to purchase to bring into the retail store for their customer. It really alleviates some stress, in regards to what to choose, how much to choose, the tension that you'll meet with is really the negotiation of the price. How much, do you want to pay for each unit? That's really the discussion that's going to happen with the vendor. But it's part of the job. Buying is something that I really enjoy. I like the challenge of, examining the inventory season after season and looking at how consumer demand fluctuates and really analyzing the data to make sense of it, to make educated guesses, and really not even a guess. I wouldn't call it an educated guess. That's just, a phrase, but making choices based on that data and really seeing it come to life. It come to life in front of you. This is another topic that I would have to definitely going to do another video on, another lesson on, to dig deeper and explain what the buying plan really entails. As I said, it's an extensive process. It's a two-part process that includes what's called a dollar plan and an assortment plan. And it's something that I'm definitely going to bring to my channel, because I love everything about fashion, all the different topics. I mean, it's just limitless. It's so much in this industry, and I'm going to bring it all to you. So I hope you continue to stay tuned and check out more videos, everyone. So Dr. Bridget, again, ending another lesson. Hope you enjoyed it, and come back for more.